Go grab it.
Are you there, Tom? We are live on YouTube.
He's coming. Tom, you're live on YouTube. Live on YouTube.
Are you there, Tom? We are live on YouTube.
Sorry.
Hi, Tom. Good morning.
Ernesto, how are you, man?
Good, good. How are you, sir?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good. Well, this is your first time on a Power Hour call, I think.
First time in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad to see you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Young.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Ready to learn?
Ready to learn. Are you dialing in from Atlanta, Georgia?
No, Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot.
No worries. I've been to the event a couple of times with Daniel and Calvin and Debbie.
Okay.
Debbie Tran, yeah.
And who's your sponsor?
Oh, Debbie.
Debbie Tran?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Debbie is level. Do you know what level I am on your revenue share tree?
I think it's very top. I'm not sure
Jim,
exactly.
Daniel, Jim Huang, Daniel Ang, Calvin Wong,
Wong, yeah.
and then Debbie Tran. So you're
Yes.
you're in my level 5.
Yes.
Awesome. Have you brought anybody in yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's why I'm here to learn to know the skill. Because Debbie was like, okay, Andy, I want you to learn how to recruit too, how to get people in and share the knowledge, you know. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, do you go by Andy or do you go by Yung?
I can go by Andy and
No, it's okay. So
should I fix my mind?
no, don't fix it. It's all right. No worries. Whatever you want. And hey, Dennis Goodhart, nice to see you, man. Awesome.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. You ready to help us attract some agents?
Yeah, we have to have a little discussion about that, but I'm already working on it. Made some calls. I'm working with Michael to attract brokers.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been waiting for you guys to get me on the call with them. We'll drive down to Connecticut to meet with them.
Yeah, we're working on it. Working on it.
Okay, good.
Have a couple other things I would like to discuss with you also for the email. So you have time later today.
Per the email, okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I got a ton of email, but yeah, I mean, if it has to do with agent attraction and you're okay discussing it live here, let's do that. If it doesn't have to do with agent attraction and recruiting, then you and I take it offline.
Yeah, all right. So the recruiting part we could definitely talk about.
Go for
And
it.
then the rest
We
of
got
it
we got a
we'll
minute
take
here,
offline.
2 minutes here before others jump on.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, if you want to talk openly here on
Yeah,
this call,
yes.
feel free to go for it. This call is all about agent attraction or recruiting, and whatever questions you have, I'm sure others can benefit from.
So as I mentioned to you, I'm working with Michael to, before we joined EXP, we were trying to grow GLR by attracting independent brokers with, anywhere from 4 to a dozen, 2 dozen agents. So
Yep.
we have a list where we're going down the HCAR MLS broker list. We have them ranked A lot of them we've spoken to already, and we're doing callbacks.
Uh-huh.
But what is a good, I guess, opening line when we're talking to a broker to attract a broker to bring their business, like Michael did to EXP?
Great question.
Well, I want to be a great
There
recruiter.
are many ways to answer that question, and I don't mean to not answer the question directly. And the reason is, Dennis and everybody, is the question is the how you answer the question depends on your relationship with that broker. What do you know about that broker? How what is your trust level with that broker? When you speak, do you speak with authority from their perspective, or are you in their mind a nobody and like they know it all? And who are you to be telling me what to do?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And so it really
A lot of
depends
it
on your
does.
relationship with them, and where you're coming from, and
So,
how
so a
focused
lot
they
of
are at that point in time.
so a lot of them for us are just cold calls.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
the ones that we've spoken to already and we have a little history with. Hey, you know, just wanted to update you on what's going on. It's a fabulous opportunity. I think it's something you should really, I'd like to talk to you
yeah.
about, something you should really consider. Build yourself a built-in annuity and not have to worry about always finding your next sale.
Okay.
And you know, so
Okay. I think I saw Keith Andrews raise his hand. Were you going to
Yeah,
say something? And
yeah. I
Dick,
just
I'd like
want.
to hear from Dick as well, and
Hey,
then Alan
Tom.
and Andy, and I'd love to answer your question as well, Dennis, directly. Go ahead.
Yeah.
okay.
So my question is, what was this question? I missed it. That was my question.
How do you
Tom.
approach?
Sorry.
How do you approach a broker owner? That's it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. By the way, Samantha, I am a co-host. I need you to make the usual leaders co-hosts as well, like Alan, Andy, Keith Andrews, Dick Lee, the guys and gals who consistently show up. And
Tom, I'll
gals.
respond.
John
Tom, I'll
O'Brien.
respond to
Go ahead,
Dennis.
Alan.
Dennis,
Hi.
I think leading with the revenue share opportunity is probably not your best strategy
Okay.
because 85% of the people who are in EXP don't have a downline, don't have an organization.
Okay.
I think there's so much more to talk about that EXP offers, and whether you have a close relationship or just getting acquainted with the other broker, you can say, you know, what do you like best about real estate? And do you still get to do that? Or are you consumed with, you know, running the operation? And running the operation is what you don't have to do anymore once you join EXP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brokers, especially the smaller ones that, you know, maybe they've got one or two offices, they've been in the town for 50 years, they're maybe second, third generation, and you know, they like it the way it is.
Yeah. But you know, that's why I say, you know, there's many lines. So here's a good thing. They are. Let me share my screen here. All right, hold on. Yeah, let me share my screen, and I am going to open up agentsgetfree.com for those who don't know this website. Now you do. This is we have this website that is helpful for everyone. I open up to the entire world to use. There's hardly any passwords, and if there's some passwords, you just got to register, and then one of my executive assistants will approve you. But Dennis, under here, under resources, and everyone else, there's agent attraction.
Mm-hmm.
And under agent attraction, we have the latest and greatest EXP explained video, a short 13-minute. It is packed with information. It covers revenue share 2.2, which is the latest revenue share model. We have a system on how to attract, Dennis. I highly suggest you watch this. We have the
Okay.
three-way call. You got to learn how to leverage a three-way call. And then look at all these scripts.
Great. Yeah. Wonderful.
invitation scripts, cold calling scripts, a friend script. If you're following our EXP PowerPoint presentation that is also on this website, we give you the script on how to show the PowerPoint presentation.
Perfect.
We talked about broker owners and team leaders. There's an EXP explained for broker owners and team leaders. There's the official corporate presentation. There's a revenue share chart, and it goes on and on and on and on. These tools that I give you here will easily help you make 1,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month in revenue share. Okay, so
Yeah, perfect.
it's all there for you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to hear from Dick Lee. He's the top recruiter here in our company, at least in my organization. Dick, how do you approach in this specific question a broker owner?
It really depends on the broker owner, right? Every broker owner is unique to themselves. So the first thing I do is build my rapport with them first, him or her. Without rapport, you've got nothing. That's the first step. Step number two, turn over the stone to find out what their pain points are. They could be selling, they could be a small mom and pop brokerage with 4 or 5 agents. It could be a larger one with 20 plus agents or more. So find out what their pain points are, and they're going to tell you what the pain points are. And what I like to do is I like to share the tools that we have here at EXP and say, here's my playbook that I have to run my 400 agent organization here at EXP. And here are the tools that you could participate in by paying out of your pocket for ABC brokerage, and to see if you'd be interested in that, or join us, partner up with us, and get those tools for $85 a month. Reduce your expenses, expand your footprint to a global platform. And then if I really want to push the button hard, right? Because broker owners are what? Broke. Right? They're broke. Let's be honest, they're broke. So I leverage my mortgage platform as a federal charter. I get all their license, all their agents, NMLS registered, and they make 50 bips on all their purchases. And then they can grow a separate organization under my bank's platform, so they could earn more and retain those dollars for their marketing, whether they join us or not. So I'm coming through by adding a ton of value to what they could do.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Dick.
Great.
All right, guys,
Thank you.
today's training is about, so everyone, my name is Tom Truong. If you don't know me, I've been in the company now for 7 years. This month with EXP, I started building with EXP in January of 2018 when I came back from a 2-week vacation. Started off the new year, and for 2 hours a day for the first 2 years, I pounded the phones. I made sure that I showed this EXP model to 2 agents a day, 14 a week, live, come hella high water. That was my goal. After 2 years, I built a $200,000 per year revenue share organization, which was my goal from the beginning, about $20,000 a month. Now it's up to $50,000 a month. And I share that with you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that this can be your future if you just followed a simple program about agent attraction. Okay. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. We have it all here for you. Can you guys see my screen that says the agent attraction process? Yes? Okay. It is right here. If it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. Here's the agent attraction process. You start with a text, an email, or a simple introductory phone call. Then you invite them to an EXP Explain, or go meet with them face to face, belly button to belly button, to show the program, show the presentation, right? And then, or you invite them to the agent attraction call, excuse me, to the EXP Explain, which starts in 1 hour and 50 minutes today on the same channel. Then you show them the program, and if you show them the program right, and you get their interest peaked, and they're in a state of change, and the gate is open, they will join right away. If they don't join right away, you get them on a 3-way call with somebody else. Get them on a call with your sponsor, with your sponsor's sponsor, with me, with Dick Lee, with Alan Nanny, with Keith Andrews, with whomever, and allow us to help you do the work. Today's training is all about this step number 4 and step number 5. Okay, so I have a whole presentation that Samantha, my executive assistant, put together for me, and we're going to go through that. All right, and so that's the process. And here's the system. Number 1, be excited, guys. Am I excited to be on this call with you today? 1000%. I woke up this morning fired up, ready to go for this agent attraction training call with you. And then I take a quick break after this call and I come right back with all cylinders fired up, right? With my co-hosts on the call to show the EXP explain. So be excited. Make a big list. Dennis, you've got a big list already. Everyone else, if you don't have a big list, make a list. Carol Lindenmuth, I see you on the call. Make a big list. Make a big list of your whales, your chicken list, the biggest players ever. Let's see. I have an agent on this call here. His name is Eric. Eric Clark. Eric is making a massive list, and he's going after whales. Eric, I'm going to call on you soon after I finish the 5 steps, and then we're going to go into my training. After you make a big list, you basically learn the business, learn the wealth chart, learn the presentation, learn how to present, okay? And then you go and you present. That's called the exposure, showing the program, doing the EXP explained. And if you don't know how to show it, well, guess what? We have videos that you can just hit play while you sit next to them, excited, even though you've watched the video a friggin' 100 times. Be excited as if you're watching it for the first time. Right? Pay attention to the video. Don't look down on your phone, because I see agents do that and it drives me bonkers to not pay the respect to your prospect who is watching the video and you're checking something else out. That also goes, by the way, when you're bringing someone to an EXP explain like today in an hour and 49 minutes. You better have your video on. You better look at me square in the eye in the video camera. You better smile. You better engage with your prospect, because if you aren't, your prospect is not engaged. Does that make sense, guys? Text them privately, message them on the private chat on Zoom. Hey, did you like that question? Does this resonate with you? Hey, after Tom's formal presentation and the Q&A, maybe you and I can jump on a call for another 5 minutes to cover this section. Maybe we want to cover healthcare. We want to cover the team structure. We want to cover the commercial thing. I want to show you the luxury thing, because he only skimmed over it during the presentation. This is how you get your prospects engaged. And if you're inviting your agents that you just recruited to EXP for the first time here, you got to get that agent engaged. You're going to re-recruit them to get excited. Does that make sense? Bring them into a live lunch and learn, so on and so forth. And then the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the FU. Continue to FU on people, right? And until you get them on. And even after they come on board, continue to FU on them. Make sure that they plug into their state meetings, plug into the luxury meetings, plug into the commercial meetings, plug into the Fast Start program, Fast Cap program, on and on and on. This is business. This is big business. You guys can make millions of dollars if you just paid attention and did the work. Okay. I spoke really fast because it's a short hour and I want to respect all of your time. Okay. Eric Clark, tell us about how you have invited agents to see this program and invited whales to this program. And just so you know, Eric and Keith hosted the 4-year commercial anniversary event in Birmingham, Atlanta last week. They crushed it. It was sold out. I think when we planned this thing, we were expecting about 75 people with round tables in the conference room. It ended up over 100 people. We had to get rid of the round tables and do it theater style, classroom style, because there's no more room in that room. It was absolutely incredible. And Eric brought in whales. He made the phone calls. He invited, and one of the agents, Keith Andrews, you know who it is. She came up to me afterwards. She pulled me aside. She was a little bit upset. She's upset that this whale was in the room and she didn't invite them. She tried to get me to say, hey, I want to sponsor that whale. And I said, well, did you follow up? Did you invite them here? Well, no, I didn't think that he would really be interested in this thing. Well, guess what? Eric Clark's going to get him and he's going to build a big, massive business, and good for Eric. Say hello, Eric.
Hey, everybody. So this is for Tom, by the way. I'm always going to share the importance of you in my life when I see you, Tom. You know,
I pull that up again. People couldn't see it. I gave this away for my birthday, on my birthday. And it says, never forget the difference that you make. I gave that to everybody who showed up at my birthday down at birthday party at EXP convention. All of you were invited. All right, go ahead, Eric.
Tom, I didn't get that.
You didn't get that? All right. I will. Well, you came early, but then you left early.
That's too bad, Scott.
The winners show up early and stay late. Winners don't show up early and leave early.
I got you.
All right, go ahead. I had to call you out, brother. I love you. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, I think it's important to realize that we're in the people business, and timing of presentation, and because you always have the right story doesn't mean the person's ready to receive it. And so what do you do during that process? How do you stay engaged without looking needy? How do you stay engaged and continue to build an authentic relationship? First of all, if you can't be authentic with what we're doing here, you're at the wrong place, because you won't be successful. And that's duplicatable, by the way, Tom. When you can be authentic and you're working with people who are also authentic, they appreciate that. So sometimes it's just a matter of staying the course and knowing that you keep the dialogue open, you stay in touch, but at the same time, you're bringing added value to who they are. And for me, I've been able to bring added value to others who have other organizations, but I do it sincerely and authentic because I appreciate who they are. I appreciate their role. I appreciate the added value they bring. But I don't forget the added value that I bring, that we bring, that Keith and I bring together, that Keith and I and Jim bring together, that Keith and I and Jim and Tom bring together. What does that look like collectively? And at the right time, you then get the opportunity. Somebody's got some background noise, somebody else is talking. But anyway, it's timing. Can't be desperate. Be authentic. Be sincere. And then when it's the right moment, Tom, you said to me the other night, Eric, it's the function, we're all standing up. There's a lot going on. I said, yeah, but tonight's the night. Do it on a napkin. And we did it on a napkin. And I'm going to frame it. I'm going to frame it because this napkin looks like it's capturing a wonderful person with incredible vision. And I got to give it to EXP. They have multiple ways for someone to come into the organization who may also need to take steps. And so there's no panic there. It's just a process. The follow-up is key. And so you have to come back to them with follow-up. I'll tell you what, I had a tough follow-up yesterday. It was with someone that I brought to the organization. He's a tough read. He's probably one of the best people I've ever seen ask direct questions, and almost to the point to where he can make you feel uncomfortable. I met him when I was 14. He was my counselor. He's formerly been a vice president of Michelin Tire. He's a very prominent individual. And I told him in my follow-up, said, I appreciate you. I respect you. I admire you. You've got some traits that are fantastic. However, those traits make you tough to approach. So I'm coming to you with a sincere question. Can we create synergy here, collaboration here? Is there a path here? If there is, I'm going to come at it as hard as I can and help you.
Yeah.
And then, Tom, I asked him, the answers to all of these are the answer to the question you asked me, because he asked me, and he was the sponsor of our event. He said to me, after Tom presented to him in a VIP setting, he said to me, Keith, you were there. He said, why am I here?
I love that question.
In my follow-up with him, I said, the answer to what you asked me, why you are here, this is up to you. But I'm here to facilitate and to assist. Some will, some won't. So what?
And some are waiting. Some will, some won't. So what? Some are waiting for you to pick up the phone, to invite them to an event, to ask them to give you money to sponsor an event, and then you recruit them. Love it. Got it? Because the most important thing I hope you guys heard out of the most important I got out of that, Eric crushed it in terms of inviting. But what I got out, what Eric says is, don't ever forget the value that you bring to their life. Every one of you are special, is important. You can make a difference in someone else's life, and you've got to believe it in your core. Okay? If you don't show it to them, you just might not help them change their lives. And they'd be wandering out there like a piece of paper on a windy day, floating around, not figuring out where they're going to go. The wind's going to take them this way, and the next shiny object's going to take them that way, and blah, blah, blah. And they're always going to be floating in the wind trying to figure out where their destination is. And you guys could be that guide to get them there. All right. Let's get into the follow-up. Today is about the fortune is in the FU. I'm going to share with you my screen so that we can dive deeper here about how important it is that you do the follow-ups. Guys, EXP has been around now for going on 15 years. 15 years. You got it? Many agents hopefully have heard of EXP, but also many, I believe, have not heard about EXP. Okay? For those who have heard about EXP, what I challenge you to say, and I said it this morning with a three-way call with two rock stars from another brokerage here in Massachusetts, I said to them, you've heard about it. Has anyone sat you down to show you the program? Got it? Can you guys learn that line? I know you've heard about it. I know you've seen it, but has anyone sat you down to show you the program? Has anyone cared enough about you? Listen to the terminology, folks. Has anyone cared enough about you to take an hour of their life to show you the program? Dan Perrett, Keith Andrews, Alan Nandy, Dick Lee, Scott Bascom, Donna Dwyer are going to take an hour of our lives in an hour and 38 minutes from now. That's 6 of us. Our wages are probably $1,000 an hour at least. We're going to take $1,000 an hour of our life and an hour of life to share with you the XP platform. Let that sink in for a second. So when you invite a prospect, you make sure that they pay attention and that they value this hour that we're going to spend with them. You got it, folks? Do you understand that? When you add up all of the payrolls on this payroll right now, it's over $1,000 an hour. I know it because I know how much you guys make. Got it? So the fortunes in the FU. Follow with everybody. They have heard about EXP. They haven't seen Revenue Share 2.0. They don't know that we're about to launch Canva for everybody. They don't know that five levels of revenue share has opened up if you just capped. 7 levels open up if you just hit icon. They don't know that we're now open in 27 countries. They have no freaking clue until you show them and you follow up and you show them. Okay, even if they saw it yesterday, they might not even know about Revenue Share 2.0 because I bet you 95% of real estate agents at EXP cannot explain Revenue Share 2.0 today, even though it's been out now. They can't explain it. And if you're the right person to follow up with them and explain it, guess what? They're going to be joining you and naming you as a sponsor. Got it, guys? All right. Follow up. I don't care what sales funnels you have, okay? Whether it's just your simple cell phone and a text or an Excel spreadsheet or your Google Calendar or your Gmail calendar, whatever calendar you have, that is a CRM. You have to have a funnel. You have to have a follow-up system, okay? Many of us, some of us use CRM Grow, others use KV Core, Prospect Plus, use whatever you use, but you have to have a follow-up system, okay? And when you follow up with your prospect, you got to make sure you engage them, that you are passionate about it, that you are excited about the opportunity for them to change their careers, to change their lives, okay? So the power of follow-up. Hey, if you don't do follow-up, everything you've been doing is wasted. Let's think about that for a second. For the agents who've been recruiting for a month, a year, 6 years like Dick Lee and I have, 5 years like Dan Perrett has, 4 like Scott Bascom has, you've wasted 4 like Keith Andrews has. You've wasted everything you've done for the past 4 years if you don't follow up. I can't stress enough with you guys. Stop chasing the next new agent who you don't have a relationship with and go back 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years with all those agents you've talked to before and get them re-engaged. It is so much easier. Guess why? Because you survived. You weren't part of those 80,000 agents over the past 7 years who quit EXP. EXP agents have come on and they've quit. You survived, man. You thrived. You're still here. When they bring up that oh, I know this agent who joined EXP commercial and they quit. I know this agent who joined EXP realty and they quit. I'm like, cool. That means they ain't as good as me. That's why I'm still here, baby. That's why I'm still excited. That's why you need to hear from me and not from them. You're following the wrong people. Does that make sense? Turn a negative into a positive. Right? Own it, baby. Yes, agents leave. Agents leave their marriages. Agent leaves their relationship. Agent leaves their church. Agent leaves everything. So what? Let them leave. Right? Let them leave. All right. Dan, I'm going to call on you next. But if you don't follow up, everything you've done in the past is wasted. You got to stay on top of mind with your prospects. If you're not a social media person, then you got to get that information to them somehow. You got to text them. You got to email them. You got to do something to stay top of mind with that prospect, that you are in it to win it with EXP and you are committed. Okay. You're going to build relationships. You're going to nurture relationships and you're going to seal the deal. I am going back to some of my LinkedIn messages and I am following up. I'm going back 7 years, 6 years ago and following up with people I've invested time with and they've invested with me in the past. Dan Perrette, go.
I was going to add in to what you said earlier. People also come back, Tom. I'm actually working with an agent that came in. Somebody shared EXP. They loved everything they saw once they got here. They're on an island all by themselves. They didn't keep in touch with them. They didn't help them grow. And she's got the potential to be an icon. She's in the process of coming back to EXP into our organization.
Thank you very much. They are all coming back. We say they're all coming, and now we're saying they're all coming back. Now, who are they coming back to is a different story. It's how much exposure you are that you have out there in their lives. Okay. Part of the follow-up is BAM fam. Book a meeting from a meeting. You always have to schedule the next step before ending that conversation. If you're on a call with me in three-way call, I always promote the next event. I always say, hey, pull out your calendar. Let's follow up 2 days from now, a week from now, whatever it is, we have to have a follow-up. Book a meeting from a meeting, BAM fam. Okay, you got to get a firm commitment. You got to make sure it goes into their calendar. And then you got to put it in your calendar and you create a calendar invite and you send them the email and you follow up again. And if they don't click on the event confirmation, the calendar confirmation, then you text them or you call them and say, hey, did you get the information about our follow-up tomorrow? I want to make sure you can get the Zoom call. Make sure you know the login and stuff. I'm going to get you on a call with Gene Frederick or Rob Flick or Scott Lewis or Tracy Gagnon. I want to make sure that you're committed at that time because they're very busy, but I want them to get on the call with you. All right, you got to get a firm commitment and hold them accountable. An hour before the call, an hour before the three-way, an hour before the EXP Explain. Message them again. Hey, I'm heading to the event. I can't wait to see you. I'm going to get there early and save a front row seat for you. Come on right in. What kind of coffee you like to drink? Or is it tea? Let me grab you a cup of coffee or tea. It'll be hot, ready for you at the event. When you do that and you hold them accountable, they know that you went out of your way to buy them coffee, tea, whatever, they're not going to stand you up. The best way to get someone to an event is go pick them up. Pick them up. Bring them there. Don't worry about how they get home. That's up to them. They showed up at the meeting already. That's good. Okay? Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Okay? Any questions about follow up and booking a meeting from a meeting, folks? Do you know how many times you guys think about the last time you guys went on a listing presentation, a buyer presentation, a recruiting call and you did not book a meeting from a meeting, that hour, that time you spent was all wasted. What did you do it for? Why did you take that time out of your time, out of your life to do that if you didn't follow up and get them to close, get them across the closing to the finish line? Anyone have any questions or comments so far about the importance of this stuff? Okay.
You know, it is so important, right? It's this morning I had an early text from an agent, newer agent. She may be on this call, she may not be. It says she bumped into Tom at NAR NXT and saw him speak, and it reminded her, I had shown her EXP commercial about a year ago. Little follow-ups here, but nothing serious because she was a newer agent. But nevertheless, it still needs to be done. The point is that she joined our competitors with 2 letters at the beginning of the K and ends with the W, and I don't think she's having that much success there. And so she said, I'm happy. I can't wait to come right after Thanksgiving or Christmas. I'm coming back. I'm going to join EXP, and that's it was a text right there, and it's the importance of just trying to stay in touch. I'll tell you guys, that's the FU is the hardest part of the game. Because when you have that many contacts and that many touches, you do and will lose track of them all, unless you have a serious system. And even with the system, like I try to live and die in my calendar, and sometimes a call gets pushed over. You're in the heat of another call with a 3-way call, whatever it may be, and sometimes the FU gets FU'd. But just try your best. There's no perfect science to this. Just try your best is really what I guess we're trying to say.
Love it. Dick, talk about this slide right here.
Yeah, the chicken list, right? So we all have a chicken list, right? Think of the biggest, baddest agent that you know in any market, okay? And just pick up the call, make it, right? What's the worst thing that could happen to you if you call that agent? Are they gonna hang up on you? Are they gonna say no? No, they're gonna likely be very, very professional, say thank you for the call. Now may not be the time. And then my thing is, well, when is the right time? Is it Thanksgiving? Is it Christmas? Is it Hanukkah? Is it New Year's? And you're engaging in the conversation. But the chicken list for me is someone that I've already done a deal with, or I'm really, really, really complimenting them. Right? Everybody loves the compliments. I'll tell you, Tom. You're such an inspirational speaker. When I saw you at NXT, you fired me up, and I don't know if anybody came up to you, but you are one damn good looking guy and a really good speaker. Can I book 10 minutes of your time? Right? It's just a compliment goes so far on the chicken list is what I found.
It sure does. Thank you, Dick. And Dick said that with confidence. His excitement is contagious, right? He's bold in terms of asking, can I book 10 minutes of your time, 15 minutes of your time? Be bold, be confident, be proactive. That's what that slide's all about. Eric Clark, you had your hands raised. Go.
Yeah, I just want to say too, use your network. I found somebody who had a great presence on social media, reached out to her, found out she was speaking. Oh, in Boston. Who lives in Boston?
Yeah.
So Tom, somebody on iPhones needs to be turned off.
Yeah.
Tom meets her in Boston. Tom, I do a presentation yesterday, but the presentation wasn't EXP Explained. It was me listening to her for 50 minutes just talk. At the end of it, I used the meeting to get the presentation for next week, and she didn't even know that EXP was commercial. She is a rock star in the industry. Keith, she's CCIM president over 5 states. She's a professional in the industry, and she's got influence, and she's got network. And so she didn't even know that EXP was commercial. This is somebody who's in the CCIM network over 5 states in the Midwest. And
What's her first name, Eric?
Wow.
What's her first name? What's her first name?
Her first name, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Keith, you want to say something? And before Keith goes, it goes to my point earlier, what Eric just said. There's at least 20 million licensed real estate agents in the world, at least. Those are the conservative numbers. There's only 88,000 worldwide with EXP. Over 20 million licensed agents. I would venture to say 90% of the world don't know what EXP is. Still today. Keith, go.
I was just my experience, and of course, Eric and I are in the commercial world. My experience has been very beneficial for us to host any kind of a meeting and bring people together. And that kind of gets rid of, I guess, what you guys are calling the chicken list. It gets rid of a lot of hesitation and fear if you have that, and it presents the. I always live by the phrase, "Perception is reality." And the perception is you're somebody with confidence, even though you might think you're the worst person in the world to stand in front of people. You create these in-person meetings. I don't care if it's a lunch and learn, like Tom was saying, or whatever Daniel does all the time, or Dick. If you just bring people together, maybe ask for a couple other EXP people to join you, it just changes everything, you know.
Thank you, Keith.
But they've already had conversations with you about you're just having a successful life in real estate. That's all.
Awesome. All right. Part of the follow-up is what we call the three-way call. There's a video right on my website that talks about how to master the three-way call. Essentially, it's just pretty much 3 steps, guys. Okay. Book the appointment. Call your prospect first. Let the person who's going to do the three-way call know that you're going to be calling them at noon. Okay. They'll be on standby, ready to go. You call them, you call your prospect, then you patch in the three-way call leader. You conference them in. As soon as they come on, you basically say, "Hey, hey, Ernesto, this is Tom. Please meet my friend Andy Nguyen. Andy is a residential real estate agent. He does about 5 deals a year, and you know, he wants to take his business to a whole new level. Ernesto is my sponsor, Andy. Ernesto crushes in real estate. Once upon a time, Ernesto was an icon agent. Now he teaches agents how to sell more property than they've ever thought of, and he's taken a seat back to coach, to train, to mentor, to grow his revenue organization. Guys, meet each other. Go. I'll shut up from here on out until you guys need me. Zip up. Ernesto as the leader takes over, and Ernesto starts to do his thing. Okay, most likely Ernesto's going to say, "Hey, Andy, tell me about you." A lot of you guys get me on a three-way call and you send me the whole resume. You send me the whole lifelong list of experiences and accomplishments. Here's a secret. I don't read it. I don't give a shit, because I want to hear from Andy what's important to him. And then I'll take the conversation from there. Does that make sense? It's not about me bragging about who I am. It's about how I can help Andy grow his business. So your job is to bring a trusted expert on the call, to leverage your leaders, and to elevate our credibility. You have to edify me if I'm speaking with you. If you don't edify me, I can't edify me, and you just killed the whole point of the three-way call. As a matter of fact, you should edify me or whoever you're getting on the call way before. Tom is really busy, but he has promised to be on standby at noon. Will you be sure that I'm going to call you at 11:58. You and I are going to say hello, and then I'm going to patch him in at noon. He's going to be on standby. I promise you, I have never missed a three-way call. You guys have missed calling me because you can't get the prospect on the line, but I've never, ever missed a three-way call, because I know how important it is, how hard it is for you guys to get that person to that point to jump on a call with me. Got it? And then from there on out, zip up, shut up, don't ruin the vibe. We know what to do to pull you back in. We know what to do at the end of the call to edify you, to say, "Hey, you're with the right gal there." Donna knows exactly what she's doing. Terry, she knows exactly what she's doing. They have access to me anytime. I'm their partner. Hold on to Terry and Donna's coattails. They'll take you places. And I hope to see you at the next event. Will you be able to make it? That's my BAM fam. Book a meeting from a meeting for you guys. Got it? All right. So leverage the three-way call. Setting the stage for success is massive, right? Put the prospect on the phone first, set the stage, make a grand appearance for the expert, build up that expert. Once on the call, be silent, shut up, okay? If you're doing the three-way call, this is what you ought to be doing. Hey, Ernesto, on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me about your business. Last year, did it get you to financial freedom, personal freedom, location freedom? What's important to you? Were you able to spend more time with your friends, your family, your kids, your community, your church? Tell me more about that, right? What would make that experience a 10 for you? And then we go from there, right? Do you need more leads? Do you need more training, more tools, a better compensation plan, healthcare, so on and so forth? You and the leader need to actively listen. You should be taking feverish notes. Whatever they say, you should be taking notes. Listen and take notes, because that's what you're going to follow up with. If that leader can't close you, can't close your prospect on that call, you know what to do next because you took notes, you paid attention. Okay, so Tom, that's cool. Tom is good, but they want to meet a luxury agent. And Tom's not a luxury agent. Oh, they want to meet a commercial agent. Tom's not a luxury agent. Oh, but they're in Texas and Tom's in Massachusetts. So let me get him on a three-way call with a Texas state broker. Oh, they want to sell a commercial building in Manhattan. Well, Tom doesn't sell commercial buildings in Manhattan. Let's get them on a call with somebody else who sells commercial buildings in Manhattan. Got it? You got to take feverish notes and be actively listening for that follow-up, for bam fam, again and again and again until you get them across the finish line. Strive for continuous improvements in every interaction. Make their experiences so much better than the experiences that they are currently getting from their current broker, from their current team leader. And then you will shine. You will set yourself apart, and you can help EXP set ourselves apart. Keep the momentum going. Book a meeting from a meeting again and again and again and again and again. Even after they join, book a meeting. Make sure they jump onto their state meetings, their commercial coaching calls, their luxury training, their designations. Get them continual involved, right? After every follow-up, book the next meeting. Make each interaction a stepping stone towards closing the deal. Build a rhythm for your funnel process. Guys, this is basically my formal presentation and training for you today. Take action today. We are going into prime recruiting time right now. While everyone's gearing down for Thanksgiving and Hanukkah and Christmas and New Year's, I'm ramping it up, baby. I told Marissa, put me on a plane. I want to go to California. I haven't been to the West Coast for a while. Fill up my calendar on the West Coast while everyone's getting fat and happy with turkey. I'm getting fat and happy with my revenue share because no one else is recruiting them. I am. Okay, follow up. That's your secret weapon, guys. And leverage us. We are here to help you. Your sponsor, your sponsors. This whole organization is here to help you, right? Let's take Q&A and comments. We got plenty of time left. Remember, today, in an hour and 17 minutes, we do EXP Explain Live. So you can still make phone calls, pick up the phone, invite people later on today to jump on EXP Explain, and we will help you recruit if you have prospects. Okay. Questions, comments, anything agent attraction related, folks. Keith. Dan.
Okay. I mean, listen, you've got upline if you don't have downline. 2 or 3 of you can partner together and get this done. I mean, it is so easy. Our meetings last week, I know Eric was going crazy with the people you brought in. I have people there too. They'll all be coming on board. The beautiful thing was Tom was there to help Eric and I deal with those conversations while Eric and I were hosting. I mean, you don't have to do this by yourself. You're all in the same organization. Everybody wins.
Thank you, Keith. Right? Did you hear what he said? Eric and Keith organized this commercial event. 100 people showed up. They're busy. They're running around. Guess what? I got nothing to do, baby.
Social butterfly.
I am there to promote you, to have your back, to show the program. So are the 5 corporate people who were there to help us.
Yep.
We have so much support. Learn how to leverage us all. Use and abuse us all, right? My sponsor, I remember at the beginning, Tracy Gagnon, said to me, I'll never forget. She goes, Tom, use and abuse me like a rented mule. And boy, didn't I. I had her and Scott Lewis on three-way calls like freaking every day. I had them showing the program for me until I got it, until I mastered it, right? When we showed up at live events, I would bring my prospects over to them, hand it over to them, and zip up and learn from them and watch them work their magic and master the art of recruiting.
I would to add to what Keith said there, I would just change the verbiage, okay? The verbiage. Let me get my business partner on a call with us. Forget the words downline, upline. That sounds too much like a multi-level marketing pyramid without the scheme, folks. Let me get my business partner, Tom, on the call. Let me get my business partner, Daniel Perret, on the call. He's an amazing team leader down in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, let me get Scott Baskin on the call. He runs this amazing group called the Baskin Group, formerly known as Dreams to Reality. His team just crushes it, and they have so much family bonding that you will never see this in our market here in Massachusetts. By the way, I know this amazing girl. Her name is Anellis. She's an amazing woman down in Tampa. When you meet her, she's just going to wow you as my business partner, and I promise you that. Build up the excitement, right? If you don't have excitement when you're inviting somebody, right? Forget the downline, the upline, because that's what Amway is. We're not Amway guys, we're EXP. Okay, can we say it together? My business partners, my friend, my brother, my sister. Maybe your mom's in the business, my mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
My business partners. I love it.
My business partners. Drop the word downline, upline. It's going to hurt you in the long run.
Great point there, Dick. Thank you so much. All right. So this is about follow-up. What are you following up to? Well, this is my website here. If you look at all these events, you can follow up by inviting people to these events. Okay. So in New York, right here, two of our rock stars, Chris and Craig Caggiano, are doing an event, Strategies to Thrive in Real Estate, New Jersey, I mean. All right. This coming Thursday, I'm driving to White Plains, New York to do EXP Explained. I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, that's not anywhere near me. I live in California. I live in Texas. I live in Florida. I live in Pennsylvania. I'm not close by. Well, guess what? You know agents who live in Westchester County, in White Plains area. Call them. Invite them to EXP Explain, which starts in an hour and 12 minutes. And then if they get intrigued, hey, say, you remember that guy, Tom Truong, that showed you the program on the Zoom call? Well, guess what? You get to meet him in person. He goes there on Thursday. You get to see it again and meet Michael Lever, who brought in a brokerage of over 100 plus agents to EXP. Come meet these guys in person, right? You can leverage all of this stuff. How about calling them and inviting them to a personalized business planning workshop this coming Monday that Lisa Parento and I are doing? That's open up to everybody, to commercial, luxury, residential agents. We're doing right online. How about inviting them? How about registering them? How about making sure that they take the disc profile in advance of our training on Monday, so that when they show up for the disc training, we're going to teach you how to build a business plan around what your personality profile is, that they feel like, oh my God, these guys at EXP are crushing it. My broker hasn't even put anything out for goal setting for 2025, and these guys are already doing it in November. I think I better make a change, man, because they got my back. My broker doesn't even care about how I did last year and how I'm going to do next year. We give you so much tools to follow up. All right. Well, I'm on the West Coast, Tom. I'm not on the East Coast. Well, guess what? I'm coming to California. Get me involved. Buy that ticket. Go to that event, and I will be there to help you build. This is Paul Tesson. He's the newest EXP commercial agent, rockstar, my level 2. He's going to pack the house with commercial agents. And then that night, I go to gala with Jim Huang for another event. And then in between, there's going to be an event in San Diego. Our San Diego team is putting together an event for me to grow in San Diego for them. And then Chris does it again, and Craig Caggiano does it again. And then Dallas, we do this. I'm coming to town January 8th, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on and on and on. And Cabo, who's going to Cabo? Dick Lee is. Eric Clark is. Right? Cabo is where, Dick, who's speaking at Cabo?
Ed Milet and Tom Ferry.
Ed Milet and Tom Ferry. Guys, get yourself to Cabo and get your prospects to Cabo. They're going to learn all about how to take your business to whole new levels and build one big fire with us. And then we've got 3 EXP cons next year. Canada, in Montreal, Barcelona, and Miami. And it goes on and on and on. And those are just the special events. What about the recurring events? Top negotiating tactics. Every Monday we teach on Agents Get Free and Top Agent Nation at 11 a.m. Eastern. Every Monday we have powerhouse team members who come and teach you how to close more deals. This is Brian Moses coming this Monday. If you haven't heard Brian Moses talk, you got to show up on Monday. He crushes it with negotiations. Okay, and then this call here, EXP Explain, later on today. Okay, and then this is the call you guys are on right now. Fast Cap program. Man, if you don't understand what Fast Cap is and how you can help real estate agents who struggle in this business crush the real estate sales, learn about Fast Cap and make sure they register for the next event. Okay, it starts January 8th. Get them on board now and register them now. Average agent who graduates from Fast Cap does 2.7 transactions. Most rookies don't do 2.7 transactions in the first year. We help you do it in 6 weeks. You want to learn about luxury? We do luxury explained all the time. All right. And that's just and then what about commercial events? Okay. Keith Andrews and Eric Clark does a luncheon pitch in Atlanta this coming November 28th. Jim Huang is in Las Vegas. We Partners is doing this event where I'm going to come to. And it goes on and on. On commercial and real estate, we just announced this in March. Do you know about all this stuff? Do you know that Keith Andrew is the #1 commercial mentor at EXP, and he runs a Monday morning coaching, a mentoring call for all of EXP? Do you know that? Do you know all about this so that you can invite your prospects to this to experience what it means to be part of EXP before they even join? Do you know that Daniel Eng runs his call every Monday at 9 a.m. Central? Joel Schwanberg teaches in a commercial auditorium about industrial real estate, second Tuesdays of every month. And Tommy Thompson out of Naples teaches 1031 exchanges every 4th Tuesday in the EXP world. These are all agents in my revenue share organization. And it goes on and on and on. So you might be sitting there thinking, well, I don't know what to promote. I don't know what to invite people to. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Alan, Annie, close it up for us unless anyone has any questions.
The support's here. Tom comes to little old North Carolina on invitation. The support is here, whether it's Tom or Daniel or Dick or even Keith. There's an amazing cast of characters here that I can rely on.
All right. We got 7 minutes left. Anyone have any questions, comments, anything? Agent attraction related. We're here for you. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. For those who have joining us back in an hour, EXP Explain, we'll do that. Until then, go crush your life. Dan Perret, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for putting together the presentation for today, Tom. It's such a simple process. And sometimes the most important thing is we need a reminder of how simple it is. Be committed, have a written list, and don't be afraid to pick up the phone and make that phone call. The people are out there waiting. They're needing us to show them what EXP is. I've got 3 people coming in just because of some phone calls that I made to people that weren't even on my list a while back. I created a list, reach out, just be in front of people, change people's lives.
Hey Daniel, can you give the folks here your script when you call them when you call them for the 1 o'clock? What do you say?
Hang on a second. Hold that thought. I want to promote one thing before people stop dropping off. This call went live today on my YouTube channel. So if you have people who want to learn this and see it again, go to my YouTube channel. It's there. Samantha, who's my executive assistant on this call, Samantha will grab this PowerPoint and upload it to our Agents Get Free website, along with our Agents Get Free workplace group. So it's all there for you. My goal is to teach you to teach others to teach others. Got it? Because if it doesn't duplicate, it does not matter. My goal is to teach you to teach others to teach others. This is how we build an organization and create life. All right, back to Daniel to answer Dick's question about how do you invite.
So my approach is I love calling and learning about people. Everybody's, especially with the way the market's been going over the past year with the higher interest rates, now that we've gotten the elections out of the way, okay, what do you have going on? What is working for you? If you can change something, what would you do different to help you grow? And just let them talk. Let them share. People love to share. And then I come back and I try to figure out how to marry their needs with tools that we have available. They may be happy, they may love their broker. Hey, does your family know that you love your broker more than you love your family? Right? Sometimes it's trying to, the better we understand what their challenges are, the better we can help them overcome those challenges utilizing the tools and resources we have at EXP. To me, that's the biggest thing. Know what they need before you try to sell them something. Don't sell them. Give them options and help them find ways to leverage our platform to grow.
Love it.
Thank you.
Hey, Samantha, I've got 3 minutes left. Samantha, can you stop the recording, please? Stop going live, please, on YouTube. I'm going to share something. Thank you. All right. Confidentially, you know what I'm